Hey, hey, hey.
What up?
It's Wednesday.
We know what that
You
means.
know what that means.
We know
Worldwide
what that
wrestling.
means. Hey, Matt. Yo, this is the go home fan club for Rumble.
And you
What the
know this.
hell, dude?
Like, that
Ooh,
quick.
we're breaking tradition. Matt's first. We gotta talk some trash shit.
Yes. Hey,
She's on her
Matt. She
spot, bro.
probably running a little
Yeah,
behind. You
she's
know,
she
it
she's. Oh yeah,
happens.
it
It
happens.
happens.
Matt said he ain't
Oh,
dealing with Twitter. He come in here and hang out with the family. That's what.
yeah. I love that
Gang,
for you.
gang.
Matt, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the fact that Rumble is Saturday, the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it is my favorite pay per view, and
Mm.
how it's probably, I was just saying, going to be one of the best Rumbles just because the heavy hitters involved, the potential shit that could happen. This is an exciting Rumble, and it just leads up to, oh, isn't this the first pay per view since Survivor Series?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If
Yeah, this is
we not
exciting.
counting deadline, so yes.
Yeah, this is now that makes it all exciting, and it kicks off WrestleMania season. And this week already felt like a season as far as the news that kept dropping. I was at work, I couldn't stop looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, it's just more and
Y'all
more wrestling
literally
news.
woke me
Talk
up,
about it.
blowing
Oh
up
yeah,
the group
just
chat. You
so it's
literally woke me up
funny.
because I usually have it on D&D, and then after 7 o'clock, it automatically comes off D&D. And also, I'm like, why the fuck do I have 40 notifications? And all of a sudden,
It's
ding,
crazy
ding, ding,
because
ding. I was like, what the hell happened?
we always usually rely on like Krista and Justin, but
Mhm.
this time I felt like it was more me, Krista,
Just bang,
Pablo,
bang,
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 banger after
bang.
banger after banger, and I'm like,
Yes, I
and
was like, oh my god, I
Justin's
need
like,
time
this
to
is one
digest.
hell of a way to wake up to the group chat.
I was like, I didn't even roll out of bed
Yo,
yet, and the thing won't stop dinging.
Listen, but you know it's
He
funny
said they
because
won't stop dinging.
I know Brian probably knows, and I know because I'm a shareholder. And when my stuff crossed over to TKO, the stuff just starts coming in like a liquid email. It's like this for insight, this
hey,
that. So I had that
Roberto.
email at like 7 in the morning,
I still
Oh,
gotta check mine.
so thank
and
you
then when I
for
saw it, I was like, wait,
letting us know.
what is The Rock doing in the board of directors? Wait,
Yeah.
Raw's on Netflix. Wait, hold on.
Yo,
It was like Dodgers.
it was a lot. It was a lot. Like I still can't wrap my head around Raw being on Netflix just
Mm-hmm.
because it's something I've watched on cable for literally 30 years probably. And now I gotta tell my dad that he gotta watch Raw on Netflix and shit.
How
It's
many
Yeah.
like
minutes are we into the show? Because I want to say what I want to say. I'm gonna wait till like 10 minutes so we don't get like slammed and shit. But
what do you want to say?
I want to say that I'm so glad they're gonna be able to be like, shit, bitch. They're gonna be able to go holy
Who know
without the bleeping or
right.
FCC
Because they're not
shit.
on USA and network programming.
I love
They
it.
don't have to be PG.
I
Right.
love it.
They don't. And I
That
feel like
also means they don't have to be 3 hours with commercials.
There you
it
go.
probably will. Well, there's
Oh, I
gonna
paid for
be
the premium. No
no
commercials.
commercials, yeah.
I
The
Mm.
know I
fact
got
that
it too, but
Netflix
still,
has commercials is wild to me. Like
Yeah, them joints about to go up. Something about to go. It might be cable.
it's a lot.
I
I
don't
mean,
need it
that's
now.
Yeah.
really a lot. If anyone can relate, like that's the only thing I can say I watch on cable.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I go in the living room to watch stuff, it's either on Fox or USA.
Everything
So it
else can
Yeah.
depends
wait.
on the day of
Facts.
the week,
Everything else is on a
you
streaming
know. And
platform
if
for
I want to
me.
watch TNA, it may be on XX, which I can never find.
Mm.
But I gotta figure that out so I can
see,
watch
for
it out
me, it's
there.
different because I watch a lot of sports, especially a lot of football, or soccer for the
I love how you
uninitiated.
said that.
And because you have the Premier League on Peacock, you have Champions League and Serie A on Paramount Plus, you have my team that plays in La Liga, which is on ESPN. So I have to go to these streaming platforms anyway when I have to watch it. So it's almost like I'm already trained to go onto these streaming platforms to go watch stuff. So Raw is just like, cool, I basically do this for
I
soccer
see what you mean.
anyway. But
A
then,
lot of sports are on streaming services now
and
too.
that's the thing
Mhm.
is like,
Yeah.
we gotta think like for us in the States, we're spoiled as hell. But
Oh
for
yeah.
people internationally, this is a hell of a lot more convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it'd
Yeah.
be good. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead.
I feel like it'd be good. I think this is more of a plus for the other countries. Because I asked how globally Netflix was, and then I had to do my own research to realize Netflix is pretty global. To be in a 100, to be in 190 countries, except for maybe 5 of them, and for WWE to not only say, okay, in other countries we're going to stream Raw, but now we're going to cut out our own middleman, which is the WWE Network, and give you SmackDown, NXT, all PLEs are going to Netflix in other countries. You know, all the bonus content all the documentaries coming out, that's huge. Like, for example, you can't watch certain WWE programming in South Africa. Netflix is South Africa. You just bridge the gap between you and the African countries that have, you know, that connection to Netflix. So I think Tony Khan and Triple H and Endeavor were in their bag. They knew what they were doing, and it's smart.
You mean Nick Khan? Because Tony was probably somewhere.
Yeah.
I was about to say Tony's probably in his panic room, like tweeting, like, "God damn it,
we ain't hear from him yet." So
I just cursed out Jinder, and he just hit me with a fucking 3-piece. This ain't fair.
I think we're also gonna just capture a lot of casual fans, because you know how you start watching random shit on Netflix and you don't even realize it. You like, when did I start binging this? And it's like your favorite show. And I feel like it might be the same thing for Raw, especially with like all the talent, the notable names, the crossovers. Like, they're becoming more household names now. So if somebody's scrolling Netflix, they're now gonna recognize a Bianca Belair. They're now gonna recognize everyone else that is now doing more stuff, which is really, really cool. Hey,
and those algorithms do not play. Like, think about like when the Iron Claw goes into like the streaming platform. Let's say Netflix gets it, and you watch the Iron Claw. It's automatically be like, well, since you like the Iron Claw, do you want to watch wrestlers or do you want to watch Raw? And you're like, wait, Raw? Boom. That's how they get you.
Episodic soap opera vibes, where you're gonna now watch every week, and it's gonna be dope because you're gonna be like, oh, I seen them in this commercial, I seen this person on this talk show, and all of that stuff. And it just seems like they're doing more and more and more, which is like really exciting. And then The Rock being on the board of directors, it just makes so much sense. He was able to build his own cachet in the entertainment world successfully, like blockbuster numbers, like, you know, tens of hundreds of millions of dollars The Rock has made. So now he can sit on the board of directors with the experience of being one of the most successful sports entertainers. Like, who better to guide the board of directors than The Rock? And even Vince McMahon made a quote in TKO's like official statement, and The Rock talked about, you know, what it means for his family and being at the real head of the table.
Yo, and you know, I find it hilarious, and I had to clap because your father just became a board of directors, and now your daughter, who's following your footsteps, is the GM of NXT. I was just like, do it for the family, bro. But it makes it definitely piques a lot of interest and perspective as to what now, because he even said, listen, I like to play the long game. So what are you trying to tell us? You're now on the board of directors. Are you trying to tell us that we might get you going up against the other self-proclaimed head of the table at another WrestleMania? We're trying to be worldwide. Are we going out of the country to watch WrestleMania? So it definitely was more what ifs. And I feel like it was definitely the most exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
It really
Tuesday for me to have my face in my phone. Wednesday, like Monday, you couldn't take me away from my phone. Tuesday, you couldn't. Like, I was just like this.
I want to give a shout out to John Alba. He called Nick Khan the most influential, most important hire by WWE.
Oh, 1,000%.
You know, you could say in the history. I'm listening to this book. It's like Ringmaster Vince McMahon or something. And when I tell y'all, it's like I'm in the part where it's early when he becomes like when he's having his fails and it becomes the announcer, and by happenstance, I don't want to like ruin it, but you hear like you understand the grind that he had getting this company from his father and then till now. But those were some important and pivotal moments. But you see what Nick Khan is doing, and the thing is, Nick Khan is a fan. And you know, him and The Rock are family. Like, his sister is on Young Rock in the credits, you know, so they work together.
Yeah.
So you see, like, he gets it, and he sat in our seats for so long. And you know, it's going to be so interesting to see what happens next. And it's one of those things, and P, you said it best earlier. Netflix being right there, people watch it. It's the best advertisement, because you figure the For You section, they throw like a couple extra $1 million, make sure we in everybody's For You section. Because this week we about
And
to
that's light work for WWE at this point. So it's gonna happen, like, and Peacock WWE was one of the driving forces for Peacock. Like, let's be real, because I know The Office, but WWE was a very strong reason why I have
it. Was always the next day. If I miss Housewives on Tuesday, I got to watch it on a Wednesday. So let's not Peacock.
Right.
Did
But
what you do.
It was still a new platform. Netflix already has billion. What did you say? 190 countries? Like,
yeah.
That's insane.
190 countries.
That's basically every country
they
that has
only don't show
on this planet.
They don't show in our non-allied countries. I mean, they don't show in China. They don't show in North Korea. They don't show in Crimea. They don't show in Russia. And I think that's about it. Everybody else is like free game.
Wow, that's insane. But yeah, I was very excited by that news. And then just going into Rumble with all of that like excitement. I had the chance to interview Bobby Lashley today for work.
Hey,
so that was really cool. So I don't know if it's gonna make it on the site, but I'm really hoping it does. And
it will. Manifesting.
Thank you, baby. So talking to him, he was saying like Royal Rumble is one of the most exciting, like it never gets old basically coming out for Royal Rumble and stuff. So he was really excited about that. So just like all of the I don't know, I just can't wait to see all the surprises this Saturday. So tonight for Fan Club, we're gonna get into our favorite Rumble moments, our favorite matches, and even matches that are on the pay-per-view but not the actual Royal Rumble match, because those are always interesting. Like when I was reading up on Bobby, like he won the championship at Rumble against Brock Lesnar. So it's like, wow, a lot of cool things. Honestly, I think Becky and Asuka's one of their best matches was at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it was.
Ended up winning.
Oh, that was a fantastic match.
Amazing match.
Like it's a lot. I think probably one of Ronda's best matches. I was just gonna say that. Yes, I was just gonna say that because I was gonna say it was one of Ronda's best matches, but then it was another one that I actually really liked of Ronda.
Which one were you guys talking about?
Sasha and Ronda, I think it was 2019.
Oh yeah, same as Becky. Oh yeah, same as Becky Asuka. I love that match till the end because that's where fucking Sasha separates her shoulder because Ronda gonna Ronda.
Ronda be Ronda.
Ronda be Ronda.
Ronda be Ronda.
Thanks, Black Thought. It's always one of my most supportive friends. So before we get into Rumble, we're going to take a quick break. But before we take a quick break, I want to remind everyone that we dropped a new episode. And it was so great to record with Krista B again. Like, it has been so long with just like the two of us. And we had the chance to interview Chrissy Love, which I think we all know. She's a chaperone for the wrestling club. She is on True Hill Heat and Body Slam, I believe. And she's on another show. So I don't want to ruin the interview, but check it out. It's on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, all that good shit. But it's one of those great interviews because the three of us are all very familiar with each other. When I say the 6 degrees of separation of how the three of us are connected in so many different ways, it's crazy. And you just hear her story, how she got into wrestling. She grew up in Brooklyn, how she got into podcasting. Spoiler alert, it was at Legends. So just the fact that it was just, it's just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Right. So it was just a fantastic interview because it really just talks about the Black wrestling community as a whole and talking about the wrestling club and being a part of it. And her son is the one that's in the video about the popcorn for the wrestling club. That's her son. And so it's just so many connections, and her story is great. And just how, she feels like we've known her like forever, so she will be in Philly. and I'm gonna make sure we all connect with her. But check out that interview. Let us know what you think. Follow her, Justin. I'm sure you're very familiar with Chrissy.
That's gang, yeah.
Right. Yeah, she is amazing. So check that out. There is a new School in Sessions on Patreon, so make sure you subscribe and support there. And of course, our new show on Tuesdays, Watch What Happens NXT, streaming pretty much everywhere, hosted by our very, very own Seindole B. So make sure you check that out every Tuesday. Buy some merch. Mania season is coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're not gonna buy our merch, donate to the wrestling club. You know, Cody is fluing them out, but it's always helps. Everything helps. A lot of love goes into keeping the wrestling club going. Shout out to Mr. Perry. And so make sure you stay connected with us, support the wrestling club, check out our new episode, and we will take a break and we're gonna get all into Royal Rumble. My favorite.
Yay.
On the far right. There you go.
Hi, Rhea. Congratulations. I'm Queen P.R. of those Wrestling Girls. How do you plan to celebrate with the Judgment Day on your victory tonight?
I don't think I can say that on camera. I mean, the Judgment Day, we get pretty wild when we party, you know. There's a lot of things that go down, and I might get in trouble if I say anything, but there's definitely going to be a good old Judgment Day party. Dom Dom's going to get rowdy, Priest is definitely going to get rowdy, and Finn Balor's going to get rowdy, so... And I'm going to celebrate, I don't care.
Oh my God, that was so good. The fact that that was a year ago and I remember that whole weekend like it was yesterday, because it was my first Rumble in San Antonio. It was a great experience. And what's cool too is then Royal Rumble live and Royal Rumble on TV are like two different experiences. So it's almost like you get to like experience it like twice. Shout out to everyone in the club right now, all the VIP. Rakasha's here, Vaughn's here, Andre's here, Black Thought. It is lit. Hey, DJ Nasty J. Oh man. All right, so
we got a DJ in the club finally. It took us long enough.
Y'all
Zip,
Oh,
zip,
shit,
zip.
it just went
Here we
away.
go again.
Y'all follow Omos on TikTok?
Yeah.
Should we?
He's
Okay,
hilarious.
worth
like,
it.
let me
No,
know.
it's totally
It's
worth
not
it.
shots. I'm just not familiar with his TikTok game. Is
no,
it
because
good?
he was
It's
supposed
worth
to
it,
talk
trust
about
me.
his fragrance. And he's like,
Yo,
fragrance.
his collection, dude, he has
He-
black oil Arabic cologne in there. We gotta talk, cause sir, like
He has essence?
yes.
yeah, he follows like the ringer, but he's like an actual like follower, like engages and stuff.
Thank
He's
you.
hilarious. Like he's a TikToker for real.
Okay, I gotta follow him.
Remember
That's
that
just
TikTok he
Morgan
did with the
State.
guy who plays Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks?
Gary
tall-
Anthony
just a
Williams?
yeah, just that tall black. And Omar just looks offended. He's just like,
Oh yeah, I did see that where he was getting lit up by Uncle Ruckus. No relation.
he's like, just looking just tall and big and black. I'm like, what the? And Omar just looks so
Wow.
shook.
And
He's like,
that's
"Dude,
definitely
I haven't even
describes
had
him in
breakfast
every
yet."
way.
I mean, they're staying in character, and there's Uncle Ruckus staying in character.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're definitely right. Hopefully we encounter him at Walimania. Because he is like
Who, almost?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be like, bro, you know that was my video that went viral in Dallas of you rapping to PSA?
Oh shit.
Like, I actually recorded that on the floor. It's like, I'm like, we got something to talk about. How do you forget the words?
Yo, don't get kicked out of that club, okay? That's all I'm gonna ask you.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to pick a
don't-
fight with the 7-2 Nigerian. Like, no fucking thank you. No,
Yeah.
I would,
I want to smoke.
Normally I would say I would have your back, but
I wouldn't have my own back. My back will leave the
gonna
building,
holla
and
at
I'll be trying to catch up to my back.
and hope that you make it okay. That's what I'm gonna do if that happens.
I've seen him body slam Brock. Like, I want no smoke with Omos.
He was throwing Brock. Yo, where is fucking um what's his name? We talking about Omas. Like he should always
Oh,
be
where's Noah?
here.
Where he
Yeah.
at?
Oh, the Homo sapien
Oh,
legend.
The
Noah.
leader of the Homo sapiens.
Oh, yeah. Wally Mania is definitely gonna be lit.
First
And I
one. Me
cannot
too.
wait.
Oh my god, me
Second
too.
time,
Oh,
first
we
It's
time
my
also
first
talked
VIP.
time.
about Wale Mania with Chrissy Love because she was at the one in New York, which is always just mind blows me and Krista because we're like, how did that happen? And we didn't know about it. So it was good to see her talk about that because I was like, damn, I wish I was there. But the one in Philly is gonna be good, and it looked like
Damn, how many
VIP
people
is
got
going to
VIP?
I get to party with the important
I would
people this time.
definitely try to get VIP because it seemed like
No, VIP's gone now, but I'm wondering
VIP's
how.
The
been
re-release
gone.
though.
they just re-released.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought everyone had got one. That's why I only told my sister and stuff.
No
but
shade, no tea, but if it had to re-release, like how VIP is it?
that's a very good point.
So I don't know.
Oh, trust me.
oh.
That means that
Hollywood got some tea. Okay,
Listen, the book has spoken. I will speak no
we
more.
will table
Thank
that
you.
for later.
We'll table it later.
remember what club the New York one was in, Jay.
I wasn't there, but I remember seeing the videos and Samoa Joe and rest in peace Sean Gaspard. And I looked at my brother like, I want to fight you because the only reason we didn't go was because your ass was sitting there like, I don't like Wale. I ain't trying to go. And I was like, fine.
You don't have that book. Why does that? I don't understand why people don't like Wale. He's such a cool person. He's just well, not
I
a cool
don't
person.
know him.
I don't know why
personally.
people don't like
What?
him.
I more appreciate the fact that
He
he
does this.
does a hip hop wrestling event.
Mhm.
He's not like your most problematic person. Drake.
This is a Royal Rumble show.
Okay. Oh,
But I'm very excited.
you can tell
I
us
mean,
after we get off there.
I know people that work in like New York radio and like work with him personally. So, and honestly, I don't know him personally, but when I did meet him last year at Wale Mania, he was so nice. But I'm excited about that. So yeah, check the link. Check Kaz's social. He might still have the link somewhere on his feed if you haven't gotten yet at least your general admission, because as it gets closer, those tickets are going to start selling out.
Cheap plug. They on the link to
know if
Breaking
it was
Through
at
Glass Ceilings.
What?
Well, there you go.
I said cheap plug. They on the link to all the latest Breaking Through Glass Ceilings episodes. It's
You
in
heard
my,
the man.
it's in my.
I love it, and I don't know if it was at SOB's Black Thoughts. Are you going to Philly? Black Thoughts.
Excuse me. HOG is in Philly. They have a show.
Oh,
He better be on the card, or else I will not be buying a ticket. I want him, Bougie.
I need Mr. Black to be reffing.
Yeah, yes.
I need the New York to just.
I need Wilkins to put on his high press suit.
Philly
to be at HOG. If none of my peoples are at HOG, I'm sorry, we're skipping that whole entire process.
In New York too.
Because
I want those things too, but goddamn, so many demands.
No, because like I hate when I go to a show and it's out of town. And it's like, oh, because it's WrestleMania, let's put on some new talent. No,
exactly. I hate that.
WrestleMania weekend's not for new talent. WrestleMania is for me to ooh and ah over people that I always look out after. Like it shouldn't be let's discover talent. That's for WWE to do. Bring in the people that we know and love. Like I literally plan on going to Florida Culture at midnight.
Yeah, that's definitely small for
Good luck.
SOBs is very small for Wale Mania. That's like a showcase bar venue. Like that's not a Wale. Like Wale Mania was in like a club with like floors.
SOB is really small.
And
it was smaller than like it grew over time. See Dallas, and then boom last year. If y'all would have seen the one in Orlando, y'all wouldn't be like, it was in. Trust me, it was the size of Legends.
If they were to bring it back to New York, they would need a place like Irving Plaza. I feel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't been there. No
Justin Timberlake is going to be there on Wednesday.
Or you know, be really cool. What would be really lit? I like Elsewhere in Brooklyn, just because there's like multiple floors.
Everybody's been going there. Like I feel like everyone books their shows there.
Yo, in this, like I watched Lion Babe there twice, and then there's this DJ that comes that's named CONTRERAS, and after his show, they open up the nightclub, and the nightclub's open up until like 5 a.m. So imagine a Wale Mania and then a DJ shows up and it's like 11 o'clock and you still want to party and you want to feel like a New Yorker, you can do that Elsewhere. I feel like elsewhere would be really, really good, but it's like in the cups of like Bushwick. So let's see what happens.
That's
But
all.
if not there, Urban
Like,
Plaza.
everything cool is in Brooklyn, but I might just have to do it because I want to go there. Okay, so before we get into Wild Mania, WrestleMania, we got to get past the Royal Rumble because that kicks everything off. What was your first memories of Royal Rumble?
I'm about to say, don't everyone speak it first.
Hulk Hogan and our Ultimate Warrior, Criss Cross. Royal Rumble 1990.
I feel like that's not the one that Matt put in. That is old. That is a throwback.
That was
if that's throwback, then mine's is just as throwback. But go ahead, Brian.
That was when, it was leading up to Hogan Warrior. At this time, the Royal Rumble was just a Royal Rumble match. Hogan would win it back-to-back years as the WWE champion. So it wasn't even the stipulation. Wasn't even well, he won them. He won as a champion. Other one wasn't. But the stipulation didn't start till '93. But yeah, it was definitely my first memory as a child of understanding that beautiful purple ring skirt.
That logo, nothing tops that.
Right.
That OG logo. And the theme from like 90, 91, 92. That theme song, anytime I play that before every Rumble. That's like my little tradition of like, I don't give a fuck about these artists or who they're trying to put for like Rumble. Nope, I'm playing this. I gotta hear fucking Vince ramming out everyone's names, The Undertaker, and like all that shit. Like
Sergeant Slaughter. Wild, the fact that there was no music at one point. Like no music. Like how awkward.
When I was watching the old ones, I was like
running to the ring.
I was like, where's the music?
Okay.
Yeah. 1996 was the second one my parents ordered for me. And it's so ironic because I got the 94 Rumble and now the Rumble match. And I remember, it was just normal, no music, whatever. Right. But 96, they like the first two would always have the music. But when they started playing the music, I'm like, oh, so this is what we doing. Okay. And now you can't even, it's a part of the entrance. When that music hits, especially if somebody got like a dope entrance or something, you want to like The Godfather, him coming out there. I was like, now, you ain't going to sit up here. Ain't nobody going to take a night out with the ladies as opposed to being in a Rumble match. But it was still cool that, they still get their full interests. Because, for some of them, they won't be at WrestleMania. So that's like the biggest crowd they'll have.
That's true. The only time you see them is that, I think my first memory is definitely Stone Cold. Like when it made like an impression on me and it just felt so unpredictable. Cause like remember like the Vince shit and like it was just a lot. That one that Vince won.
I hate Austin. The promos and Vince eating the egg.
Oh my god, that
I actually just talked about that today. He's just like eating the egg and stuff and watching the visuals of it.
Yeah, so I would say that's probably
that was 25 years ago today.
Sheesh.
$100,000 bounty on Stone Cold Steve Austin's head.
Wow.
And we talked about this in the group chat. I have a hard time believing that nobody wanted to go with that gimmick of somebody having a bounty hunter. Like I'm disappointed. They should have kept it. They could have kept that going.
They used to do that though.
I'm a little disappointed.
That's a NWA thing. I think I feel like they was doing bounties on people's heads.
That sounds like that type of thing for them. I don't know how.
So first Royal Rumble memory. I'm with Brian, but I'm not 1990. I gotta go. Funny enough, it's not the iconic Ric Flair winning the title at the 92 Rumble. My actual first memory is the 91 Rumble. It's not even a match. It's Warrior and Sergeant Slaughter and Macho King and Sherry getting involved to where Macho King hits the shit out of Warrior with the scepter. I thought he literally cracked his head open. As mind you, I'm like 5, 6 years old. I'm like, holy shit, is he dead? Because he hit him in the head, and all of a sudden Slaughter's the champion. I'm like, wait, that can happen? And then my parents had to explain, keep it kayfabe, but like, yeah, I mean, the bad guy, this and that, and he's the champion. I was just like, wait, so he's not dead? He just hit him in the head with a scepter.
Justin, your affinity for
I love
91 is so
that.
impressive. I knew you
Oh.
was gonna go there because I know what WrestleMania 7 means to you. So I was like, it's got to be the Rumble leading into WrestleMania 7.
It is.
I love it. Matt was on the same wavelength. That shirt is fire.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice
I
to get
don't
from somebody
particularly
for
like the
Christmas.
person on it, but
Yeah, you gotta
I
take like black tape and
know
put like an
that you
X over
enjoy
it.
Never that.
it. But that shirt, that design is fire.
Yeah, 40 years, man.
Sheesh. Okay, so is this the best Rumble? This is
I
a lot of
think
people's favorites. Shout out to Jay, or their first memory of it. And honestly, a lot of people say that's one of Ric Flair's best promos is after he wins that. And it was the I want to say the first one where the championship was on the line.
Yep.
But please
Yep. It was the whole shit going back to Survivor Series where Hogan loses the title to Taker, but Ric Flair got involved in the match. So that's why they did this Tuesday in Texas, where they did like a special pay-per-view where they ran that match back. Again, Flair got involved. Hogan wins the title back, but because of the chicanery of going back and forth with Hogan and Taker, what Jack Tunney did at the time was, fuck it. Neither of you are champion. The Rumble match, we're putting the title on the line. And because Hogan and Taker, you guys are your former champions, you guys will be coming in somewhere between 20 and 30. We're going to give you favorable treatment and put you towards the end. We're not going to tell you when, but we're putting this title on the line because neither of you two can have it.
I rewatched it, and I think because of everything involved, I would say it might be one of the best ones.
You said because of everybody involved?
Yeah. I think
definitely a heavy hitter.
Everything, like, you know.
I think why it's the best is because Flair comes in at 3 and basically runs the gauntlet. They space out all of your big names, so not everyone's like at once or backloaded. Everyone's kind of spaced out. It's a great pace of like there's always action going, and then when it finally slows down, when you think like, oh, Flair can catch his breath, boom, here comes Roddy Piper, and now shit goes to like 11 and whatnot. So Flair doesn't get any moments to breathe. You think he's going to get eliminated legitimately like 7 or 8 times during that match. And then you get to the finish where it's just like, you know, it's Flair, it's Sid Justice, it's Hogan. I'm not sure if Macho Man's still in at that time. But then the way it ends is just like, holy shit, Flair did it. But there was so much story within the stories. You know, that's the birth of Shawn Michaels' crescent kick, a.k.a. the birth of Sweet Chin Music. And him using that as a finisher. There's a lot that goes on in that Royal Rumble match, and it's just paced perfectly from start to end. And then then on top of that, you have Heenan just throwing 110 miles an hour on commentary with Gorilla. That sells it.
Going in.
It's up there. I would say for me, 01. When you think about where the business was at the time, it's like at the height. And you also have like Austin, Rock, both of them in their prime. You got the American Badass version of Undertaker. You got Kane. You got Kurt Angle and Triple H that just had a match, but somehow found a way to try to get involved in the Rumble. So it's a lot of stuff. And you know, obviously it's, you know, subjective, but that whole, I think, and maybe because I've really enjoyed the whole show leading up to it. But I think like that Rumble, like, so put a cap on what was already a great Royal Rumble undercard. That Rumble put a cap on it.
Clubhouse days. He said it didn't age well. Yeah, I mean you watching the 92 Rumble, so you gonna get horrible gimmicks and shit. But Seindole, what's your favorite? I mean, your first Royal Rumble moment memories that you remember?
I don't know. I was broke. Remember, I was poor, so I couldn't order pay-per-views. We never.
What was the first one you watched?
The first one I watched was the one in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, 2000?
2000, yeah.
Ooh.
2000, and I watched 2002. So okay. So bootleg, I watched 2000, and then like when shit got real and things got right in the Wallow household, it was 2022. I actually like 2022.
Mm.
Okay.
And then I'm be really dead honest with you, like from that span, I didn't give a shit until they had the first women's Royal Rumble. So for me, the
Okay,
first
I'm gonna wait to get into that one because
the first women's Royal Rumble one was honestly really cool. I just like how they were able to, and then it kind of put me in a excited spectate in a while, because if we're gonna be honest, they didn't have the roster they have. Like, they didn't have a roster like they have today. Like, if they could literally have a Royal Rumble with everyone from SmackDown, Raw, NXT, they didn't have what they had in that women's Royal Rumble. But what I loved is that they did bring back some favorites. They did have a lot of fun moments in their Royal Rumble. But it was a women's Royal Rumble. That's what I'm gonna say about that. That's all I care about.
Yeah, we're gonna have a segment just to talk about the women's Royal Rumble, because it's also very new. This will only be what, the sixth.
This is the sixth one. Yeah,
sixth one. You know, as opposed to like a 30-year legacy. So that's what makes it really, really exciting to
and
talk
those years
about.
flew by.
Yeah,
too.
that was that's the one that had the Too Cool dance.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite Rumble match.
Somebody said Santina Morello. I agree. Damn it, I agree. I agree. She came out of her reign and her pageantry, and she ended up eliminating herself because she saw her ex and her ex's friend, and she was like, I ain't gonna go out like that. I'm just gonna see myself out. I love it.
Triggered by WrestleMania 25 was Cena becoming Miss WrestleMania.
That was just foul.
Like, really? Like,
that was
because my thing is, don't do it at all. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, women, we'll give you something.
Yeah,
up for the Royal Rumble, but we'll give you something. But then have a man win. Like, so you're gonna give me this bullshit, and a woman couldn't even win. Like, and so yeah, we'll get into the women because there's some fun facts.
And I got follow up to the 2018 Rumble, but I'm tabling that for later.
And then a lot of people were saying that the worst Rumble to them was 2008, but I think they only say that because John Cena won. I think that's the only reason why they say that. But that wasn't even a bad Rumble, to be honest.
That reaction was
wasn't even a bad. Yo, in MSG,
Triple H's face says it all.
Face says it all.
Yeah, he sold
like
it so well.
He's like,
it was what we felt about Punk is what they felt about John back then, because it was like one of those times when Smoking a Wheel that you hadn't heard a peep from John Cena, but I felt like it wasn't spoiled by the internet that he might come back, but you had a feeling he was 50% and gonna show up to the Rumble, or he was 100% and gonna win the Rumble. And when he showed up, that pop, like I was watching it on Peacock, that pop is unlike any other.
They cheered and they're like, wait, we don't like it.
They're like, wait, we ain't fucking with you. You ain't fucking with your Boston chill looking ass. Boo.
And you know what? The thing is, it's so funny because, like, you know, talking to like shout out to Tom Hannafin. He had said, like, the fun part about doing the commentary is like you got the list. It's like, okay, they'll pop for this one. And they'll pop for that one. But then that's the thing about the Rumble. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm probably the only person that doesn't care about any legends coming back. The women is different because they didn't get the opportunity, and it's always good to see. But I could care less about seeing legends, or, you know, I want to see people who I'm supposed to believe have a chance. But it's nothing like watching and then like seeing somebody come out, and then you sitting there trying to calculate who's left, and then they throw you completely off guard.
And it was good for, and it was crazy. It was good for that 2008 Royal Rumble because it was two things. Two, it was, first thing is they were able to run in high definition.
But some people still had dial-up according to Black.
Oh yeah, they still had dial-up. So if you had dial-up, you were screwed.
That might have been the best. Yeah, some people in here had phones, and some people actually had HD.
And then remember, they had at that time it was. I'm done with you. I can't. So at that time, they was still ECW. So you have 4 championships that you can choose from to challenge, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
No, he doesn't. Him and his receding hairline do not. Anyway, but but the women's Royal Rumble, I feel like finally is now finally getting that excitement that the men's Royal Rumble gets. Cause I'm gonna be real, like for a while I was like, do I really care about Alberto Del Rio winning? No. Do I care about Sheamus? No. When Punk didn't win, I was pissed. But if the women come on, I'm just like, all right, now I'm a
That's
little
when
bit more
it's
invested.
exciting because it's not. It's so fresh. It's so new. It's a completely new canvas that the women can go on. Like 2018 Women's Royal Rumble is my favorite match in general, just because I feel like it's probably like one of the most perfect rumbles. Like you had the perfect amount of legends, you had the perfect amount of stories being told. Like they had face-offs that still give me fucking chills. That is like, if you know, you don't even have to say anything, but going from like Mickey and Trish all the way to Ember and Asuka. Like so, can we also talk about Ember Moon killing it in a fucking sling?
Yeah,
that like after that match, like oh my god, that
she
match
doesn't get the credit she deserves.
She doesn't. They give her dead roses every time, and I'm tired. Give her some live flowers. It's not fair. No, for real. No, for real. They give this girl dead roses, and then they give her some fresh, beautiful, colorful spring arrangements.
Yeah, because
they need to give her all the. They need to give her all the rose colors left.
That was dope, and they like spaced out the legends also very well because you had Lita at number 5, but then you had the perfect person at 30, Trish. Like, there's nobody that could have been 30.
I could tell you for a fact because 2018 was the one that I actually attended live.
Yeah, because
that's the only Rumble I attended, and I tell you, our suite, we were keeping it PG-13 because we actually had kids in there, so we couldn't go like too crazy.
PG-13, but not PG.
When Trish came out at 30, you could hear all the adults go ape shit and letting expletives go, and just like, yeah, I remember back in high school, I would have definitely smashed. I'm sorry, kids, right there. I would have definitely.
They don't know Trish. Like,
it's like just drink it, just drink your beer, But man, to add on to what you guys said perfectly about the 2018 unpopular opinion, I think that's the best one for every reason you give. On top of you have Sasha starting at 1, which was perfect Iron Woman. You have Becky going second, both of them lasting a long time. P put it perfect. You space out all your legends, and then they had a little of everything where Lita got her shit in, Molly got her shit in. Vicky came in, fucking cut a promo, got tossed out, and was still going.
That was my favorite thing in the whole world.
I was Carmella with the briefcase.
The way I was excited to see Vicky, I was like, yes, because Vicky deserves this moment too, even though we know for a fact she ain't gonna wrestle not a lick. Just to have her there was that funny aspect of it all. I love that.
And then the cool shit was, well, when we were there, we couldn't hear it, but obviously when you go home and watch it, you have Stephanie on commentary putting all the women over, which I thought was a nice little touch where sometimes adding another person to that commentary team doesn't add stuff, but in that Rumble, Stephanie added so much to it. I would like to see this dream match and that dream match. And yeah, you look in the last 6 years, we've kind of had a lot of those dream matches actually happen.
Right. Yeah.
And then the icing of the cake of where we all knew Asuka was winning this one, but fucking Ronda's music hit, and when I tell you that place went nuclear because no one fucking knew.
I didn't. I bet my dad money. I was like, Ronda Rousey is not coming to WWE.
You know what's funny? Who said that Ronda Rousey's gonna show up? Peter, because Peter was like, yo, wasn't she at WrestleMania with old boy The Rock? I said, yeah, she showed up and she smacked Stephanie. He was like, I bet you top dollar that match is gonna happen, if not this year, then next year. And what happened after Royal Rumble?
Yeah, and the cool shit was where our suite was at, we couldn't see the big ass jumbotron that's on the stage. We're like literally parallel next to it, so we could see everyone come out, but we couldn't see like the jumbotron stuff like that. So her music hits. The what's it called? The screen on top with the scoreboard and shit like that. They didn't show her like graphic. It showed the women in the ring. So they showed Asuka, Charlotte, and Alexa, and it's just Ronda's music going off. And we're like, wait, is that fucking Ronda's music? And everyone else is like, yo, that's Ronda. It's like, wait a minute. And then when she comes out, then that's when you hear that second pop of it's like, holy shit, that is Ronda.
Yeah. Ronda.
Yeah, that was 2018 was a good one. A lot of people do. Someone mentioned Shinsuke getting robbed. A lot of people do mention how neither Asuka or Shinsuke ended up winning at.
I don't think Shinsuke got robbed. I definitely, and I've said this on Fan Club, Asuka got robbed at Mania, and I've said why that makes no sense for Charlotte to go over, other than add another notch to the Hall of Fame resume.
Basically,
Yeah.
that's what that was. Because I mean, it still was what probably my second favorite women's match is Charlotte and Asuka at Mania 34. That was good, but I enjoyed 2018.
But it was a good stack. And you give your flowers to the people that showed up, like
that's
Tori showing up and Jacqueline being able to come back, and it was just good to see. But oh my god, the way I popped for Beth Phoenix.
That was
yes. I was like, bitch, just throw some. Like, I need you to throw like 5 people. That's it. Like, I know you ain't gonna win. Just toss 3 people over.
I respect her position as a mother. But like, Beth, could we get 1 year? Just one full year. One full time run.
Because you in that mohawk and that black eyeliner, sis, you are welcome anytime in my circle. Because she was just a badass.
Like, that's how, like, exactly. The fact that she was in the men's Royal Rumble. That
yes.
lets you know.
Yep. She definitely was. And she always shows out when she comes.
Eliminated Great Khali.
Yo, that's crazy.
I mean, I would have been distracted too. You know?
And so look, even Andre said they said Beth still owes Rhea a receipt.
Yeah.
Hello, somebody.
Definitely do. I was waiting for that to go down. Like, talk about fumble.
Adam fucked it all.
Yo, what if they have Becky and Rhea at Mania and Beth's the reason Rhea loses that title?
I can see her come back to one more lick and then be like, bye.
Yep.
I can see her coming to lick.
Need Edge to do some cool shit. Like, so it don't gotta be a tag team match.
Nah, Edge is good. Adam is good where he's at. He can stay there. We want you. It's kind of like what's the name was had me dying because it's like, listen, like we like you, we love you, but tell your wife to bring that ass.
Yeah,
she right outside of Jersey. Let's go.
I had this vision. I had this vision that
bring that ass and ads here, ma'am.
I didn't realize how excited I would be. Like, I think I would lose my shit just from the shock of it all. Like, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to think too much about who I want to come. But one thing I love most about Rumble are the moments. Because this is the one time where you literally have like 60 wrestlers that have an opportunity to like tell stories, really. So I want to talk about some of our favorite moments. So I was looking through Royal Rumble gifs on Twitter, and I came across the one where Brock is dancing. The one where he like when he's waiting, or like his interaction with
you were talking about when he's
and I'm just like, wait, is Brock
big boy.
Really... Yes, that's my favorite. Oh my god, that shit is so funny to me. And I'm like, this is when Brock started showing his personality for the first time. So I was just like, am I laughing at Brock? Is Brock?
This was before Cowboy Brock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly which one you're talking about. That was hilarious. I love that Brock is funny. I don't care what anybody say. Like, I think after that, a video had came out where he was in a drive-thru as an employee, and he was like being funny. I'm like, okay, Brock, you showing personality this month. I like it. Yeah. And then we got Cowboy Brock right after that.
Brock's a cancer. I know my tribe. We all are comedians, high key or low key.
You are mad funny. Yeah,
you are funny.
I know, are funny. Any other moments that live in your mind rent free? Like, I think about Sasha Banks doing the split at the 2022.
I don't know. I think about the evolution of the Royal Rumble. Okay, Simps, calm down. I think of the evolution of the Royal Rumble from where it was big stadiums and then it was arenas and they got smaller. And then when the big one happened, I believe it was in Florida or was it Texas? The big arena show. Like when they
Arizona
started going to like so when they started
baseball
doing
29,
that,
stadium.
Arizona. That was 2019 because
so
that's
when they
Becky and
started
Seth.
doing when they started doing that, I started feeling like, all right, this is they're back. This is the allure of the Royal Rumble now. Because
Yeah.
the small arenas are fine. You're gonna be excited no matter what. But when you put it in that big caliber, like even now, I'm just itching. I'm excited to be, even though I feel like this is the first 24-hour trip I'll ever take again in life, that I'm itching to see how it feels to be in that baseball stadium, because I remember watching it and literally being like, yo, the magnitude of it being in that big of a stadium has to be the most beautifully acoustic thing to hear in life. And I've heard people go to the big arenas, like you guys talked about being in the Rumble and saying there was no excitement like it, but I'm excited to just feel the excitement. Like I don't give a shit about who wins, to be honest with you. I feel like the Royal Rumble is gonna go either way, but I'm just excited to be in the building with that same level of excitement from thousands of people around me. And it's not in a small, tight Prudential Center, Madison Square Garden, then like, I'll be really honest with you, just to talk out of Rumble for a second. I love SummerSlam not just because it was SummerSlam and it was my first real one. I liked it because it was in Ford Field and it was the magnitude was loud. When EO came, I remember when EO came out to cash in, how loud it got. Like that's what I feel right there. And I feel like whenever you watch the Royal Rumble, like people tell you, we had a friend that never watched wrestling and he was just so excited. He was like into it by the time like the 15th entrant came. He was like, I like this. And he was just like, 3, 2,
I
1. I'm
always
excited to do that.
Rumble. Yeah, I always suggest Rumble to non-wrestling fans.
Right.
Just like if we're chilling and they like, because they know I like it and because it's just fun. Like the surprise factor, you don't even have to know who's coming out. It's the fact that there's going to be someone completely different that you don't know. It's actually more exciting almost if you don't know anything, because you're just like, and then you see the people that have beef, they mix it in. So then you're like, oh, okay. And then I'm like explaining like, oh, okay, so they had a match on Raw like last week and they've been fighting for this. And so it's like those opportunities to tell those different stories. And different feuds can really play out in the Rumble.
For me, the excitement of seeing a talent like Bianca Belair in NXT doing the shine, doing the work, and knowing that I'm like obsessed with her and I want so much more for her. So for her to become the number 2 entry in the Royal Rumble and then last for so long, that type of stuff is exciting to me. I want to see. I'm praying we see something like that. Like somebody, like even with last year with Gunther, like for Gunther to last how long he lasted, that made that put a full investment from me into him officially. I want something like that again. That's what I look forward to in the Rumble. I always look for. I feel like it's one of those events that's like, all right, who's next? Not WrestleMania.
Right.
I feel like the Rumble does that.
1,000%. If they want to make you look like a star, the Rumble is the perfect opportunity to do so. Rhea even Bianca set records before the year they won.
Yeah.
Like it was more for people, like I always use my dad as an example because he's not on social media. He only watches the weekly shows. So for him, that's even a way for him to be like, oh, that Bianca, like, okay, like, oh, having all those elimination records and the Iron Woman record are like always like cool things to see. Like I also like the numbers aspect of Rumble because it's like probability and chances and like you don't know what's coming and the time frame that somebody's in. Like somebody mentioned the shortest elimination. I think it was Santino. What was it?
Yeah,
1
Santino.
second.
He's 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Is he? Hold on.
I think his is one because they've tried to duplicate that. I know in the 2018 Rumble, they literally did that with Seth and Sheamus. So I think Santino still has it. I think it's 1 second.
1.9. Is it 1.9?
That's crazy. That sounds about right. Oh my God, that was the Rumble.
Yeah.
One Cool Dog when that was because of that fucking botch.
Because of the botch.
Brian, remind me, is it 05 or 06 that he does that? Where it's Batista and Cena fuck up.
Hold on.
It's
Shoot.
And he was the one that
So
suggested it.
while
I
he
think.
pulls that up, it's
Yeah.
the one that has Batista and Cena as the last two, and they both go over at the same time. And so you have them both
No,
back in the
Chuck-
ring, and the
Uh-huh.
refs in the ring trying to raise each other's hand, and then all of a sudden you cut to
Oh,
the ramp,
five.
and Vince is fucking furious. He throws his jacket, he tries to slide in the ring, he blows out his quads, and all of a sudden he's just like, ugh! And so he's literally sitting on the ground, furious, while everyone's trying to make sense of like, yeah, you just fucked up my main event. Thanks a lot. And I just tore my quads. So I gotta do it sitting down like.
Oh, that was so, and I remember that trending because I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, and I remember that trending, and I'm just like, oh, Vince, damn. I mean, like, is it worth it, like, to come out there? But how does that even happen that they just land on the ground at the exact same time? Crazy.
For you to blow out both quads is wild.
But then again, I can't blame Vince for that one because this is during the pay-per-view era where it's like, bro, we're live. People paid a lot of money for this pay-per-view, and you really just fucked up the main. You just fucked this up. Like that, we got to freestyle the ending of this. Like what?
I mean, all they had to do was throw him back in the ring. He was tripping. Like,
you said all I gotta do is toss him back in the
He
ring.
was so angry.
Yeah, because and I get that wasn't the plan, but bro, you just did it 9 years prior with
And
Shawn
I'm
Mike.
sorry,
Bret
his
Hart
foot definitely hit the fucking
Luger.
shit. I was rewatching it, a clip recently.
Mhm.
Shawn Michaels' foot touched the floor.
Only one
I
of
don't
Shawn
give
Michaels.
a fuck what y'all say, what
I
camera
was so
angles.
mad.
Y'all trying to
It's just
play
like fuck what you
not
heard.
for
The feet touched the
HD.
ground.
Chill.
I was so mad. The
same.
British Bulldog fan in me was heated.
I can
It's
only
like,
imagine.
oh, so we changing the rules for Shawn now. I see how this is.
The Golden
Oh,
Boy.
of course they were. Of course they were.
The
Was this the
Golden
first or second
Boy.
time he won?
The first that was,
First.
but yeah. But at that time, they was trying to make him, but according to Bruce Pritchard, that guy will never hold my WWF title.
Mm.
Is it weird that one of my favorite moments doesn't involve the actual, like in the actual Rumble?
No, do tell.
Let's talk
do
about it because I want to
tell.
talk about it too.
That's what I want to talk about.
One of my favorite moments, 2016 Royal Rumble, is not the Rumble match. It's actually Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. Because Charlotte and Becky put on a banger of a match, and then Sasha's music hits. That crowd goes apeshit because now we're like, yo, we're finally about to get Sasha and Charlotte for the title. But me, I was also like, as much as I want that, I also don't want Becky to be out of this because I love what she's doing, and I kind of want this to be a triple threat. Lo and behold, this will be one of the biggest ground-changing moments in WWE's history because that leads to the WrestleMania 32 match with the triple threat. And that literally is the changing of the guard from the Divas era to the women's evolution.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one.
Does anybody remember when Triple H and Cactus Jack had that street fight?
2000.
That was goody. That's like my childhood right there. Like,
8 boots down. But
I know, like, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brian. I feel like
I feel like that was more brutal than 99. I know the chair shots, obviously.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. But look at the people. Look at the two people that were in that match. They were gonna up one.
Yep.
Come on.
That's
exactly what it was.
The chair shots, the barbed wire, everything. Triple H's parents right there at ringside. When you see like his what was that? Untold or the stories that they do. And I'm like, I know The Rock went in with those chair shots in 99, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that match with Cactus Jack was worse.
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
It definitely was.
It was so good.
It was really good. I enjoyed that match a lot. Let's talk about the women entering the men's Royal Rumble real quick because Jay mentioned Nia Jax getting RKO. She got a lot of finishers that night, actually, which I think made it so even more cooler. Like, I imagine to say, like, as a woman that you've taken the 619, you've taken the RKO, you've taken the, I think AJ did his finisher.
I think she ate a super kick too.
She did eat a super kick, I think.
Yeah, she took everything, and I think that is very commendable and memorable as fuck. And is that the same year Becky won?
I'm not sure.
I think it was. Yeah,
Really?
because R-Truth had won the number at the Mixed Max Challenge.
Oh,
Him and Carmella.
Yeah, it was because Nia ended
And
up knocking out
she
Lana,
murked
which is
him.
what allowed Becky to get into the women's Royal Rumble, and then Nia hijacked True Spot to get into the
Yeah.
men's Royal Rumble. We were just like,
Yeah.
man, fuck Nia.
Yo.
What the hell?
In the moment, I felt that way, but then looking back, I'm like, that was kind of pretty badass. Oh, that was such a good era going into that Rumble. Then we mentioned Beth Phoenix already, but we got to talk about China, of course. And
mm-hmm.
Ricard should let us know it's been 25 years since that happened. And I can't believe that because I remember, oh man, that honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, fuck the Stone Cold thing because me and Latrice's Letty's reaction when China. No, I'm only saying that because when
What?
Come on.
Are you saying this under pressure?
No, because I'm just
Did I
remembering.
pick up the right prime today? What the hell?
I was about to say, is there
I would
alcohol in my
never
prime?
mean
Like I just heard that. She's
I
like,
would
fuck
never
Stone
mean
Cold.
that in that way, but that's not my first Rumble that really made an impression on me. I'm remembering me and Letty's reaction when China
Okay.
came out because it was just like, wait, what? Like, oh, and she looks so good and such like a badass. Like, I can just see her like going like this with the leather. Oh, she just, oh man, that's definitely up there with my favorite moment for sure. And I was kind of glad that for a very long time she was the only woman to do it. Shout out to Beth and everybody else that did it, but I like that it was just kind of her thing for a while.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this about that. This was what was fun about growing up at the time with like your friends and family and no like wrestling dirt sheets and Twitter.
Mhm.
We legit thought China was going to win
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
and when later on that year when she would be a number one contender there briefly for the WWF title, we thought China was going to win. And mind you, we
Yep.
2000, I'm like
That's
12,
huge.
13. I remember, shout out to Brother Hugh, us coming to school the next day, talking about, I don't know, China might win. She in the Royal Rumble, she gonna be number 30. She was she was legit.
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, though, I don't know if we're gonna have that many moments like that,
Hey,
like
Letty.
with the China and the Nia Jax and the Beth Phoenixes of the world join it. The only person I do see it from though is Rhea. If Rhea ever before you leave, if you want to enter the men's Royal Rumble, you are allowed to do that. She's allowed to do that. People like her are allowed to do that. Because
The easiest way to do it is have her separated from Judgment Day. She comes in and throws out Dom and throws out Priest.
she ain't throwing out Dirty Dom. That's her baby. Priest, on the other hand,
At some point, they are going to separate.
You're right.
And that'll be a perfect way to turn her face while keeping him a heel.
Do we really want our face Rhea Ripley?
She could teeter the line.
She'll be like Sasha. Yeah, because like Sasha is a face, but she's always exhibits like a heel. Like everything from snatching the ref's hand to just like those little things.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like we love her, like
Even Stone Cold. Stone Cold wasn't the purest meat baby face either. Stone Cold would whoop everybody's ass and wouldn't give two shits about it.
True.
So let's run through some of these moments that everyone's been putting in the comments. Shout out to our club members in here. So let's get into it, shall we?
We shall. Lord have mercy.
Let's do it.
Shaba.
Let's do it.
Shaba wanna rumble?
Shout out to my manicurist. Hi, for taking an emergency appointment.
Nah, for real. Those are really cute. I love them.
She's gonna watch. She's 17, y'all.
Oh shit.
So shout out to Z.
Young and working.
Blinged by Sky for hooking your girl up because I needed my nails done for the Royal Rumble because I told her and she was like, slide through, and now you have these.
I love those.
Shout out to her. Aww. So if anybody thinks they're gonna fuck with me this weekend, pointing at your face. It's gonna be
Oh man. So who remembers the Three Faces of Foley? Because I was fucking gassed. I was like, oh my god, wait, oh my god, wait, oh
I
my
wish
god.
I was watching at that time, man.
I had no clue what you're talking about.
Okay,
I
so
apologize.
Mick
98, baby.
Foley,
Word.
he
I'm-
joins the Royal Rumble 3 times. Once as Mankind, one as Dude Love, and once as Cactus Jack.
So
he got
genius.
eliminated. Right, it is. It's very genius, and it's
And
one
if
of those.
memory serves me correct, wasn't he whooping someone's ass backstage, and that's how he was claiming these other 2 numbers? Where like someone got jumped, and Stone Cold's like, "Fuck it, you go in."
Oh wait, no. Oh, I might have to rewatch that before.
I think
Saturday.
that's how he got the 3 spots. Was the first one was he legit got eliminated, and then he beat someone's ass and took their spot, and then he beat someone else's ass and took their spot.
Love it. That was good. Just imagine watching that, and then like Mick Foley comes out all the time on their reality show. His son makes a joke. It was like, "How you enter the Rumble 3 times and still not win?" And I was like, "Yo, that's really bad, funny, and true. Like you had 3 chances and you still didn't end up winning." So, but yeah, that was a great,
That's
great,
kind of
great,
messed
great
up.
moment.
Yo, his son cooked him, bro.
No,
Such a
he
kid question.
on his own reality show.
He
Like,
got cooked, Mick.
tell me how. Tell me how.
Ow.
Oh, hey. Hey, what's your favorite Rumble moment, Taekwon? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know.
Taquan in the building.
What up?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I saw someone in the chat bring up Triple H. I want to say that one that they were talking about was also 2016, where it was him and Dean Ambrose at the end, and that was the other time where they've had the title on the line because Vince was trying to stick it to Roman. So he's like, "Fuck it, you're actually defending the title in the Rumble."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Wait, is this the one you're talking about? The comment?
Nah, that's the 98-99 Rumble.
Oh, you mean a
There's some-
recent? More recent. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
That
was a good
2016 one was fun. That was the one that's the infamous R-Truth spot where he comes out, grabs the ladder, thinks it's a Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. The first Rumble I watched was 2017, like when I
Mhm.
got back into it. But it didn't really make an impression on me
Mm.
at all.
Really? That was a fun one.
I think it's because I like was back in. So just like, just like I wasn't, I guess, emotionally invested, I should say.
I was about to say, you
what's
got Goldberg
happening.
in that one, you got Taker in that one, Bray Wyatt as the final 3.
That was good. But I still had to get familiar with Bray Wyatt. I still had
Ty
to get
Dickey came
familiar.
out at 10, and everyone lost their mind because like he
Wait,
better
did
come
you
out at
just call
10.
him Ty Diggy?
Ty Dillinger, but yeah, I was like, Ty Dickey, let's
I
go.
love it.
Overrated.
Ooh.
I mean, everyone needs a jobber.
Tell us how
Everyone.
you feel, bro. Tell us how you win, bro. Damn.
I never liked. I never
Damn.
thought he was.
Is there tequila in this prime? What is going on with y'all?
Jeez. Oh yeah, that absolutely happened.
We're not getting strawberry.
But I
water
understood
on
the mechanism behind Triple H winning the 2016 Rumble. Was I a fan of it? No, but this was also the year that Seth blew his knee out. This was also the year that a lot of your top names were injured. Randy Orton was injured with the shoulders. John Cena had either the shoulder or the pec. Nikki Bella had the broken neck.
He had a pack.
You know, Sting had the neck and had to retire and stuff like that. So you had a lot of big names that they were going to go all out for that 32 Mania, and a lot of their people got injured. So Triple H was like, we're calling it audible only because we want to put this title on Roman, but we can't do Seth versus Roman, which is what we wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a crazy year. But
Sounds
one of the
sporty.
moments I enjoyed, I remember vividly as a child watcher when I went to fun fact, the first video I rented from Earl's Videos was the 93 Royal Rumble. Yeah, cheap plug. You check out my piece on the Ringer. I wrote about the Bret Hart versus Razor Ramon match that took place there. And one of the moments in the ring was, this is shortly after Marty and Shawn broke up. So it was like, you talk about those beefs within the beefs that happened during the Rumble match, watching them two go at it. And I remember vividly them like panning a shot that if you wasn't paying attention, you would have really thought it was a match between them two. because they had a match earlier that night for the IC title. And then like that was one of those feuds that continued in the 94 Rumble. 95, if maybe he might have been fired 95. 96, they did it like again, but it was like more like a friendly fire.
Surprise! Surprise entry wise, I feel like last year did a pretty good job tight lipping everything. I was very happy to see Nia Jax come back. I was very happy for them to give Chelsea freaking Green a chance again, because that's somebody I always said like she's a little bit of both. Like she's a really talented wrestler, but also she gives that diva era aura that's not overly saturated. So I was very, very, very happy for them to give her a chance. But I feel like the most surprise, yeah, they did fuck. Oh, 1000%. They messed up her entrance. 1000%. They owe her tenfold for that. She should be able to.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until I watched it, and I was
until you
just like,
watched it,
oh, it's kind of like, not like that, but like y'all could have did better.
Yeah, but I feel like in 2016, I didn't really care about the Rumble until I heard AJ Styles' music. I was like, no.
Roman trying to read.
What a moment.
Huh?
Roman trying to read was hilarious.
I know, right? Roman's like,
remember,
who the fuck is
originally
this
they
little man?
don't cut to the Jumbotron because they want that to be a surprise. It's just we're gonna keep it on Roman, so the music hits.
When I saw,
and it's
when
just
I
like
saw the print, because if you're a TNA on a hopeful like me back then, and you saw this, I was like, no fucking way. And the way he came out, hood down and everything, he wasn't even TNA AJ Styles. This is the dawning of a new era, AJ Styles. So when he came out, I was like,
this was Bullet Club remix because this is weeks after the Wrestle Kingdom match with Shinsuke.
Yep.
This is literally weeks after, and we're like, holy fuck. So he begins January on a 5-star match, and he ends January in this goddamn Royal Rumble, making Roman read and shit.
But
that's to me reason why I was like, I shouldn't get on the internet like 2 weeks before the Rumble, and I probably won't get on the internet after tonight. So
no, I'll tell you what was worse. WWE was doing they was doing the previews, so they was doing from Instagram. They would show you who was up next. That's how I saw AJ Styles, and I was so mad because this was the same night the Panthers they blew up the Cardinals when this was when Cam was at his height, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, is this they really say Styles Pete, whatever his name is? I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like
the minute I saw the PI, I was like,
but on Instagram, like I'm just scrolling because I was doing some like freelance work. So I'm posting about the Super Bowl, and I'm scrolling, and I come across WWE's page, and I see up next number 3 Styles P, and I'm like, and they kept doing that throughout the night. I don't know who was running social that thought that was a good idea.
They probably got fired.
Because you know the NBA, I don't know, like the NBA draft will do that beforehand, but that's usually like beat reporters, and they'll even put out tweets like, "Hey, it's our job to tweet about who's up next." But it's like, why in the world would y'all even like ruin this?
And even though I do not like this man, shout out to JBL because this is the first time I've ever heard someone put over on commentary their accolades non-WWE. Like he actually mentioned like IWGP World Champion, IWGP. I was like, wait, so we're allowed to mention other companies and where they win titles at other companies? We're allowed to do this now? Because that was the first time I've ever heard that on WWE television.
Remember, that was when Triple H he started getting creative control, creative control at that time, and he doesn't care.
It was definitely something new. They hadn't done it in a while. 95 Royal Rumble. That's when they were bringing in like Eddie Gilbert's, and mind you, I don't know who these people are. I'm young. I don't know who these people are. And I remember they was at that time mentioning like other promotions. When you had like Vincent, Mr. Perfect on commentary,
right?
You know, and it was kind of like one of those things. They would go up and down, up and down. Obviously, nobody never mentioned WCW. That's the competition. But you know, there was a time where they would do that. But you know, like we obviously talking Royal Rumbles. What are some of your favorite eliminations?
Ooh. Favorite eliminations?
Yeah. Like when you think about like some of the eliminations, like me, I mentioned one earlier about Phoenix being creative.
I remember
Eliminating.
Ray, like watching the old school ones. Yo, Ray had me in a fucking heart attack because you know how many times he almost got eliminated before he won that whole entire Royal Rumble that year. He had me going, oh my god,
I'm gonna watch that. Wasn't because he was
oh my
early
god.
too.
He was early. He was number 2.
Yeah, he was like Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Like remember they was doing the tumbler.
Yeah,
And then
he was
pick
number
out the
2.
ball.
He had me in a chokehold. I'm like, and you know you little, like, and you know you small. They waiting to throw you out first. Why are you so close? Foot almost touching the ground. I think one time he did a sunset split and caught the rope. The rope caught him and he almost hit the ground, but then one foot was off the. Sir, you are too small to be scaring me like this. But oh no, he won.
Yeah.
That Royal Rumble made me happy. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, you too smart to be doing that because you know when your little ass come in there, they be willing to throw you out first. Your son got you off the hook last year by attacking you because you know they were gonna come for you anyway. So I need you to stop high flying in these. That's the one thing I hate in a Royal Rumble. Why are you high flying in a Royal Rumble match? Just stop doing that.
Yo, Macho Man 1993.
Macho Man 990.
I'm still mad.
People
as
were
a child, I was mad. As an adult, I'm mad. You going for the elbow drop on Yokozuna, and then you tried to pin him. Whose idea was that?
I was the old Royal Rumble. I don't like. I don't care what anyone says. I did not care for Alberto Del Rio to win that.
Yo, I hated it. Every bit of it.
I was like, and mind you, it was at a time where I had started watching just a little bit. I was like, all right, I can get back into the Royal Rumble. I could start. It would give me some time to like literally, enjoy the Rumble again. Too. Yeah, but then he won. And I was like,
And that was a 40 man.
That was out of 40 fucking people.
It was the biggest
40 is way too long. They need to never do that again.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea. Like even the greatest Royal Rumble made sense just because it was over there. But
I care for Sheamus more than I care for Alberto Del Rio because I was like, yeah, Sheamus, like Sheamus, be like Sheamus, little ginger funny motherfucker. I like you, yay! Nice. But Alberto was like,
yeah. I think my favorite.
And you knew Sheamus was going after the world heavyweight because him and Daniel Bryan had like the little peek back and forth. So I was like, oh, he's not going for the WWE Championship. He's not going to do that to Punk. He's going right for that other golden belt right there. So I was like, yay, Alberto Del Rio was like,
when Sheamus won?
Yeah, with the Sheamus win, but Alberto was like, man. That was probably one of the only ones in a long time I was excited. I was even happy for Roman the first time, and it pissed me off that people were booing him because I'm like, y'all, they gave the people what you wanted, and y'all are booing him for it.
Which one is this?
What people? What did they want?
This was the year they wanted him to win. Remember the year before? And
are we doing that?
Wrong. So yes, we're doing that because you asked about.
Oh, we talking 2015. Okay.
You asked about surprise elimination, so I'm gonna give you surprise elimination that disappointed everybody. Remember when he got tossed out and people collectively booed the fact that Roman got tossed out? So what did they do the year next? Yes, they did.
That wasn't the reason people was booing. You sound like everybody else on the internet because Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Rumble period, and they knew Batista was going to win, so it didn't matter who. Just that like the next year,
people was born for a lot of reasons.
People born for a lot of reasons, but a lot of people were also born because literally that year Roman didn't win.
It wasn't that they wanted Roman to win; they just didn't want Batista to win because it was so obvious
when he came back.
But that's
like
the
it's
point.
A given now with Punk.
So, but my point is, so it wasn't that the follow-up year wasn't like, oh, we wanted you to win this year. That's like if it wasn't that they wanted Roman to win last year. They didn't want him to win last year either. They just didn't want Batista to win.
And
the one that Roman won, the reason why everyone was pissed was because everyone wanted Daniel Bryan to win because of the way that he had to relinquish his title. He never got his shot to go get that back. They put him in early, and then he was gone before you got to number 10. So it was like, oh, now we really know.
How did that?
It's basically what happened 2 years ago with Sasha and how Ronda won that Royal Rumble, where everyone wanted Sasha, but Sasha got eliminated by 10, so everyone knew Ronda was winning that one. That's exactly what happened in 2015, where the entire world wanted Daniel Bryan to win it because he never got his opportunity again once he eliminated the title. but he goes out at 10. And then they did a really piss poor job booking that Rumble to where the favorites didn't come out till after 20. So you knew it was going to be Roman. And then when that next big babyface came out, it was Roman. And it was like, it was beyond telegraph. It was like, oh, for fuck's sake, he's winning. And that's when Philly revolted because it was like,
I want to say, is that when everyone just started booing?
Yeah, that
it was, and it didn't happen. It didn't help that it was in
Philly.
Philly too.
Yeah,
but it was like everyone
Philly
wanted
has no
Daniel
qualm.
Bryan.
It's like if what's the name? That's how I'm invested to see how WrestleMania is gonna go.
Yeah, it was like it's like, okay, if Daniel Bryan doesn't win, cool. But why are you having him eliminated at 10? And I get what Vince's logic was, which is if we have him in the final 4, then it's gonna put a damper on Roman's win. But then once he had him eliminated at 10, everyone was fucking furious. Including me, because I was like, fuck this. That's the one I wanted to win. He doesn't even make it halfway through.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
And how they book, and then on top of that WrestleMania shit they did to Batista, you bring him back to win the Rumble. It's supposed to be a 1-on-1, and then you make it like that triple threat shit pissed me the fuck off.
That was a good match, though.
It was a good match, but I was like, what the fuck is that?
Match?
Like
Batista, Orton, and Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30. Like you brought Batista back,
when they
but
booked
now it's a
it,
triple
it
threat.
pissed me off. The match was good,
liked it.
but pissed me off. And then when it was announced, it put a sour taste in my mouth because I was like, we don't need Triple H. I'm sorry. Like it was one of those matches where it was. I like Triple H when he opened with Daniel Bryan. That was like a slobber knocker. That was old school cutthroat cerebral assassin Triple H. You do that with Triple H by himself. You don't put Triple H in a triple threat match. I was like beyond myself. Stop doing that.
Well, he wasn't though.
And then I believe
You said Triple H in the triple threat match.
No. I was saying like Batista. I would thank you for catching me, Brian. I was like Batista's the same way. I feel like Batista in a 1-on-1 match. Why you put him in a triple threat? Like why?
No sense.
Because the entire world wanted Bryan. It was not gonna be happy with Batista or in main event.
I would have been trash.
So your solution is to put both of them in the match together with the man that you already want to win. That's the solution,
right?
So you can understand the taste in my mouth that's my thought process. Like you don't want this person, you don't want that person. Hey, let's just mash them up together like it's an Oreo sandwich and make it happen.
He claimed that they promised him the main event and all that, but I think they might have overthought how much people liked him. But he had been gone long enough, and we had got better stars. I mean, he was overrated in the first place. But that's DC for you.
Damn.
And then again, think of it from Vince's perspective. He wanted to make the fans happy here because if you look at those last couple of years going into that WrestleMania 30, 27, you have Miz and Cena where Miz gets fucking concussed and Rock has to audible and freestyle that ending. 28 is great. 28 is great. That's Rock Cena 1. 29, you get Rock Cena 2. Rock tears its entire ab muscles and adductors in like the first 5-10 minutes, which puts a damper on that main event. And then you go into 30 where you have the hottest person in the company, and they were going to do what? Him and Sheamus? No, the fans were basically Daniel Bryan is getting this title or else. Just like at WrestleMania 35, it was Becky Lynch is getting this title or else.
And then I agree with Black Thoughts because Black Thoughts said a lot of people was like, it was a tentative main event.
And that's the other thing. That's when Punk walks out.
That's when Punk walks out because, like, let's be honest with you.
Watching wrestling at that time.
I'll be real honest with you. On top of that, if you had gave me CM Punk versus Triple H, I wasn't gonna watch that shit. Why would I watch that? You might as well have called Kevin Nash back and give me back CM Punk versus Kevin Nash Part 2. Because who like the evolution of Punk, like you did not at any point in time need to give me him versus Triple H ever. That wasn't gonna work for me ever. Not in a million years. It made a lot of sense.
The current weather is 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
I think Siri's saying, like Seindole saying, that's not gonna work for me, brother.
Like it wasn't none of that gonna work for me at the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania ever.
It should have
Not
been
in a
Brian
million
Pump.
years.
I'm just
It
saying.
should have been. It should have been Brian.
That would have
That would've-
cooked.
That should have been penciled
for
in.
for the title, they would have knocked each other's socks off.
It should have been penciled in. You do Rock Cena too.
And then,
You let Cena.
On top of that, Triple H in the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania was never going to put Punk over. I don't care what anyone thinks. They could be the best of friends now and going to get coffee together. At that time, Triple H would have taken any opportunity to humble that man. So that would have been a waste because Triple H would have just buried him again. The first time he buried him.
Like what Triple H did this thing at WrestleMania 31.
Exactly.
Triggered.
Very triggered.
Why Triple H had to be the person to get Sting at WrestleMania and beat him?
Jay.
And then his poor wife had to beat 30 women. And she was like, all right, I'm tired of this shit just to give it. And she was like, I'm going to give the belt to who I want. Let's give it to Paige. Done. Done. All that.
Yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah. Because they put her in that sloppy ass battle royal, which I give it to the Divas. They murdered that shit. The Bellas high flying and doing everything
you think it was sloppy, or you think the concept was sloppy?
The concept was sloppy.
Okay.
It was sloppy because it was very last second. Because if you go back and watch like the stuff behind it, Total Divas and the build up, they were getting ready to cut that because Brock went too long and Undertaker got concussed. So they came this close to having it cut for a second straight year.
And then on top of that, they put them after they ended the most historic streak in history.
That's why I don't think they was gonna cut it. I don't think they was gonna cut it. I think because of the drama, if y'all remember the year before, they cut Cody Rhodes and that's funny. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow versus Tensai and Brodus Clay.
And it was supposed
to be like the Bellas with them and Naomi and Cameron.
They weren't gonna.
They wasn't gonna cut the next year, especially you can't put the main event on after what had just happened. Like you said, that historic moment.
It had to be a filler.
But it made for great Total Divas television. Because I always remember Natty sitting there was like, we gotta go out there after Undertaker's streak.
And I'm sorry to the women, I did not pay attention to that one bit because that's probably the first time I ever remember checking Twitter and watching it explode of what the fuck Undertaker lost at Mania, and people that don't even watch wrestling were like, wait, Undertaker actually lost? Holy shit, like they trended. Like I remember that.
The whole bar went crazy and got caught.
I had a ex who didn't care a lick about wrestling. But the minute that I didn't call him, I stopped texting him. The moment that Undertaker lost, I stopped texting full blank. Like I was like, my phone was on the floor somewhere. I was watching AJ Lee like hold up the belt. I was just absent. And the minute I pick up my phone, he was like, so do you want the pizza? What do you want in your pizza? Never mind, I got you sausage and pepperoni. Wait, I just saw on TMZ that the Undertaker lost. Yo, I was
TMZ.
Yes, TMZ.
It was everywhere. Like he was like, Andre, Twitter was like beyond en fuego.
He was like, so I know why. He was like, as if like you're not answering me? Question mark, question mark. Did the Undertaker really just lose? And then I called him. I was like, yo, babe, he really just lost. And he was like, yo, the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania? He was like, who beat him? And I was like, Brock Lesnar. He was like, Brock Lesnar? I thought she was going to say that guy that you like so much with the tattoos on his chest. I was like, remember, babe, CM Punk's not there. He was like, oh, they gave it to Brock Lesnar? That was his only reaction. But I was just like, yo. He was like, they was like, why did you give it to him? Good question. But he was like, he was like, wait.
It ended up benefiting Brock because then when Brock got the title, Brock went on a fucking run going into that WrestleMania 31. Like that, Brock was physically on some other shit where like the strength and speed was there, and it leads to that triple threat at Royal Rumble 2015, which is still one of the greatest triple threats of all time. Him, Cena, Seth Rollins, and then that Mania 31 match, him and Roman. Like Brock put on bangers.
Oh yeah.
After the streak, so it did benefit him.
Yeah,
his match at the first crown, that crown jewel. I can't remember. Was it the first ever crown jewel? I have to look at it because it was a crown jewel where he was champion.
I don't think it's that one. That was later. But that version of Brock, like WrestleMania 31, Brock, that's the scariest because that's like you were super strong, super fast. And super
serious, like
kill
he was
you.
like, is he human?
It's
it
wild
wasn't fair.
because it's wild because you got a preview of that. Like after his SummerSlam loss against did he lose that SummerSlam against CM Punk? Or Punk?
No, he won that.
He won that. It was mild. This Brock coming back was a whole nother level. That's about that, and I said that to somebody. I said that Survivor Series Brock is not the Brock that we know. That Brock at WrestleMania and beyond, different.
That was LeBron when
Different.
LeBron went to Miami and they put it all together, and we were like, "Holy fuck, this isn't fair.
Yep.
This isn't fair."
Nope.
I feel bad for whoever has to wrestle that man. This is not fair. Every time, bro,
so like
P.
this is
Every
not
time I watch
fair.
that triple threat from Royal Rumble 2015, I'm just like, this man hops in the ring, deadlifts Seth Rollins, and in one fucking move, German suplexes a grown ass man like he was like a toddler.
Tossed him.
No,
That's not fair.
Like a dog he didn't want.
The triple threat when he punched Braun Strowman, the slow down.
Yeah, that's 2018. I was there for that. I was like, no, Brian, we were in the arena and I was sitting there with my best friend and other people. I was like, yo, they need to show a replay. I think Brock legitimately two-piece Braun. And then they show the replay on the Jumbotron. And I was like, holy fuck, he actually two-pieced him. He said, bow, bow. Slow the fuck down. I was like, and Braun's still standing?
But you know, it's like, nah, yo. What the hell is Warlow doing?
Oh man, I remember when Brock was supposed to go into WrestleMania 32 with Ambrose. Ambrose wanted to do so many things for that hardcore match, and between Brock and Heyman, they said no to like 95% of it.
No, they really just crushed this man's dreams. That's why he bleed every
week. That's why he
That's why he went on Stone Cold's podcast. It's like, well, that match was gonna be better, but you know,
that match was ass.
Well, that's because Brock and Paul were like, no, absolutely the fuck not. No.
the fuck not.
We're not doing that.
WrestleMania 32 is known for the women, Shane McMahon falling off the higher cell, and Roman finally winning.
And the ladder match, because that I see ladder match.
Oh yeah, Matt Cardona.
Really
yeah.
I forgot. My bad. And it's crazy because it's like so many debuts in that.
Now I'll give him
Kevin
that
Owens,
because
Sami Zayn, AJ Styles. That's like that first WrestleMania.
And the reason why I remember that ladder match because that started a string of like from WrestleMania 30, 31, 32, and 33, where like, and even 34, where like the opening match was like the best match on the card, arguably.
Agreed. 1,000%.
When did Jeff Jarrett come back to WWE the first time? Was that the Royal Rumble from 2019 or 2018? 2019. 2019. I just remembered. 2019.
17, 18, 19 is running together for me.
Yeah, same. Can we talk about? I don't know if y'all already got into epic saves.
No, we did eliminations. So
okay. Because I'm thinking
eliminations.
So creative. Because I'm thinking of Mandy and Otis.
I was thinking the same thing.
I showed you that one. That was epic.
Yo, get you a man that makes sure your feet don't hit the ground. Okay. It's you a man.
Yes,
like
yes,
Otis.
Yes.
You know what though?
He was like, kiss Mandy in front of 80,000 folks.
And then you only had to do it in the performance center. So it hit the same.
Right.
Well,
he got to kiss Mandy.
Well, my favorite, it's funny that we're doing this show today because today was also the bump when the New Day was there. And they talked about my favorite, which going back to the 2018 Royal Rumble, you can't talk about Royal Rumble epic saves without mentioning Kofi Kingston. And Kofi gets tossed off the rope from Jinder, and Woods catches his foot and puts it on the stack of pancakes. And then between Woods and E, they launch Kofi back in the ring, but they launched him so high he goes over fucking Jinder. And I remember the arena was going ape shit because we're like,
oh my god, I'm getting chills thinking about that. Oh my god,
Jinder's not small, and like, you know, he hurdled Jinder, and they were talking about that on the bump today. We're like, that's our favorite moment, or like moments like that. But that's like our favorite.
I think that's why I like it the most too, because it was not a Kofi moment; it was a New Day moment.
You can't talk about that without the spot with Kofi and him taking the announce table chair and literally
that's Naomi.
Oh, Trinity.
Oh yeah, with Trinity, she
That
was
was
like,
good.
she's like,
That
Oh
give me
was
yeah,
a
when
chair, give
good.
me a chair. And he looked at her like,
she walked the
bitch.
barricade and told me
Yeah,
she told Maria Menounos was
Girl,
like, get out of the
she's
chair, sis.
fucking
get out the
making
chair, sis.
on Instagram, like, girl, I'm
And
trying
it's
to
like,
get something accomplished. Like, I'm gonna need you to move.
Maria
And
was like, listen,
my name
I'm
Paul,
working
the
that's
way
tonight.
my
P.R.
heart was beating, because I'm just like, oh God, because it's the women's, and it's like, I love my girl Trinity. I had all the faith in her, but that chair could be so unpredictable with those wheels. So I was just like,
Yeah, because Kofi
Yes, she
didn't
she's
even
will.
get a
making,
chance
she's
to hit the
making
last
them
time.
cheeks.
He missed his spot the last time.
Cheek
Oh, wait,
power?
you talking about Kofi?
Yeah, when
Cheek power!
Well,
The
I
speaking of
power of the
can't.
cheeks,
cheeks compel
The
you.
power of the cheeks. I mean,
WWF.
yeah. You know who else
Yo,
had an epic?
Otis is gonna help Maxine Dupree this year.
Oh,
I
1,000%.
like the segments that they have now where they're training her how not to get eliminated,
Yeah, really good
and then
shit.
she has
Really
to
good
use
shit.
her upper body strength to pull from the ring.
That's
I
what
was like,
they're great hockey.
yo, that was the best thing, putting her in the Alpha Academy. And in fact, the Alpha Academy is still going strong. And then even having her, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for Royal Rumble because there's so many factions. For all of you in the comments that were saying me, I said it wrong last night. There's so many opportunities for that makes me excited too. But I have to credit King Kofi, man.
Yeah, he's the king of that.
Oh,
Although
and Black's right. Black's right. That
because
with his comment.
the last two attempts, that's what we're gonna say. But he goes down in the history books for the most ones. Naomi, of course, we mentioned her.
Shawn Michaels is the GOAT though.
Yeah.
Was
If
it
you can
Katana
have a
had a
spot-
good one where Katana got eliminated, but she did like a handstand and like crawled to the post, and
Yeah.
because she's super flexible, she wrapped her legs around the post and got herself back up that way.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Katana.
holy,
That was
that was
fire.com.
Mhm.
I was like, that was
Gee.
creative as
You
hell.
know
Well
what
done.
is so crazy about that though is then like you have to top that. Like, and that's the thing with Kofi that kind of got a little insane because it's like, okay, now I have to top that. I have to also make it. Like you run out of ideas, and you got Trinity now that's doing the same. Y'all don't want to do the same spots. So now you really got to get creative. Like, okay, like how can I do this? How can I make this memorable? Oh, Trinity and Bianca saving each other. Let's get into the pandemic rumbles because those are. I was very worried about that because I love Rumble. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and it's all about that pop, that entrance pop. So I was like, how are we gonna do the Rumble with no crowd? And I really wish we would have got Bianca winning in front of a crowd. Like, imagine now, like if I don't want her to win this year, but imagine when she wins in front of a crowd now. Oh my god, insane. Insane.
It'll come in the next 5 years. I think after this year, I think we're really close to getting a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. But I still think Yamala is taking this one down.
Yeah, Mala. I really pray she does. Like
A lot
that
of
would be
people
one of the best
now
days
are
of my
starting
life.
to lean towards more Becky Lynch.
And that's the other one is
oh god,
or
no.
do we have our first 2-time Royal Rumble winner?
Here's my idea. My fingers crossed they do a women's elimination chamber this year. Becky murders that, gets the chance to go pick her opponent, and she picks Rhea.
Oh, they're doing a women's elimination chamber.
Becky's gonna murder that 1,000%.
You know they are.
She's never been in one either.
She's never been in one, but this is the same girl that like whooped Trippany Stratton's ass in a street fight. How bad this is, Beck. This is, and you notice now. A lot of people ought to notice she dyed her hair back to NXT Becky. So now we got badass the man Becky looking like NXT Becky. There's no holds bars there, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's been my vision since December, man. Bailey gets the Rumble, Becky gets Elimination Chamber. That's how you get the matches for Mania. Imagine if we hear Dylan, I will fucking cry. If I am on string, you will see tears if I hear all Tampa and fucking Biggie comes out. I will be in tears.
Never say never
I
in
would. You
wrestling.
never say never.
Never say never.
But
Just
that's
like if
one
I
that I was
hear,
like,
if I
I don't
if I hear
know.
it light it up, I'm blowing the whole fucking casket. I'm
Oh
literally
yeah,
gonna,
that's
I'm
gonna
literally
be the
gonna dance.
one.
I'm gonna dance the way I
Whew.
did at Deadline for Trick Williams. I swear to God, I don't even care. I'm gonna sit there and head bop the whole goddamn time and just be like, "Sis is here."
Yo,
Good
so
for
let's
me.
get into this year's Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into who you guys think. Dylan put in the comments earlier who we think are going to be the number 1 and the 30 in the Rumble. So let's do some predictions. So everyone, let me know who your number 1 and 30 pick for both Rumbles and who you think is going to take it.
I think for the men, number 1 is gonna be Drew.
Oh, you think he's going to win again?
No, the number 1 entry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's gonna be number 1 entry because they seem to be wanting to shit on his luck all the time. So I think it'd be interesting if I think though he's gonna enter at number 1, just for them to poke at him more. It depends on how this next how these next few days go. For the women, I'm not sure. It would be funny if they put Bailey at number 1.
Yeah, I could see that.
Excuse me.
Because I can see Bailey saying, I'm going to go in at number 1. I'm going to prove to you guys that I'm that. Because I feel like even it depends on how SmackDown goes too. Because they seem to be downplaying Bailey a lot. Like they didn't help her win that match. They don't seem to be on the same page with her. They seem to be icing her out of Damage Control. I feel like Bailey, if Yamala's buck like she says she buck, she going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm really serious about winning the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to go out there and win it. And I don't care what position you put me in. Somebody being as petty as Nick Atlas has shown he could be petty because that's his show. They play in her face. He's going to be like, all right, bet. I'm going to put you at number 1. And if she goes to number 1 and she wins, it'll be the most iconic thing for her. X Damage Control. She challenges EO. There's your match. Because challenging Rhea, I don't think she's. I think she's brave, but she's not stupid. This is Bailey we're talking about.
So for mine, for the men, I'm gonna take the men's entries and flip flop them. So number 1 this year will be Cody Rhodes. Number 30 will be Gunther. Because you gotta remember the number 1 spot, they always want to start off hot with someone really, really big. That possibly might be a favorite. So Cody's gonna go in 1 because Cody took a lot of shit last year for going in 30 and winning. And we were like, what the fuck is this? It was way too predictable, and that's why no one half of us didn't want him to win at Mania. And Gunther comes in 30. Now for the women, I think Becky's going in number 1. And number 30, y'all like this. I think surprise return, number 30. Glow time, baby.
Yay.
I think they save her for 30.
That sounds so good. I can see it.
I like those.
I
like those a
losing
lot.
My voice in Tampa. I like that.
I'm gonna lose my voice.
I think actually for the men, number 1 and number 2, you might know where I'm gonna go with this. Number 1 will be main event Jey Uso. Number 2 will be Jimmy.
I love it. I would love it.
Yeah,
Brian the Book of Waters.
And I think number 30 is gonna be Punk. I just do.
Yeah,
and then but for the women, number 30 Trish Stratus. And then number 1, I the only reason I don't see Bailey being number 1 because I think she's going to win.
Yeah.
But number 1, I think will be you know what, Roxanne Perez.
No. I need number 1 to be Tiffany Stratton, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a good one.
I need if she's not number 1, she's got to be number 2 because they want to start off with somebody like I think they're gonna keep the goalpost going of someone that they know is really good and talented, but also somebody that's gonna put on a good opener. Tiffany Stratton earned her stripes the way that Bianca earned her stripes, and I could just see that happening. I think if it's not number 29 and 30, I also think we might see Jade finally.
I can see. I think we're gonna see a lot of people we haven't seen.
I think we get Jade, but not at 30. I think she comes in and makes a statement by throwing people out.
It would be cool if she came in at 10.
Yeah.
I think she comes in at a spot where the ring is like filled up, and she
And then
tosses
she
a lot of
cleans
people
house.
out.
Yep. That's the formula.
The Big Show formula,
That's
where
the
it's like you're
formula
here to
right
clear the
there.
ring and make a
there.
name.
NXT, any pull-ups from NXT, I'm 1000% sure they're putting Carmelo Hayes in this men's battle royal
Yeah,
if they
he's
have
been
the
doing
space.
too much.
Oh yeah, if they have it,
Yeah.
especially with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory possibly being there, it's 1000% that they're gonna put Carmelo Hayes in that royal. With Trick, he's still fresh.
Yep.
Like he just got his hype on NXT. They probably gonna save that hype because they have Vengeance Day the next Sunday after. I think the only person that I know for a fact that's gonna be able to have the energy to pull that duty is Carmelo.
I agree.
Him. And if they have, if Braun Breaker shows the fuck, I'm telling y'all, I'm not gonna have a voice. I'm gonna have to
Family.
I'm gonna have to this the whole time. I'm not gonna have a voice because there's no way in my mind they're not gonna put Braun Breaker in that match just to put him at limit like 13 or something.
That's
Hey
the
man,
fun
Braun
part.
Toretto gonna come in with that War Dogs theme. You know how it goes.
The Wolf Dogs.
The Wolf Dogs.
The Wild
So you
Boars.
So you're thinking about me in the shower, huh? And names. Pause.
Oh man. I don't want to think about who. Stop making me laugh.
I know black. I Braun.
It was just his face. The Wolf Dogs.
Yeah,
I was like, yo,
so
he was
good.
that serious.
Yo.
I'm gonna mute myself in the club. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna
I'm about to
say
say
like
Oba Femi. They say that for next year. Not this year, but next year.
He doesn't have to be in it. There's only 30 spots. I think the fact that there is so much talent that could potentially be in it.
Yeah. If it was like a 40-man Royal Rumble, it would be half the NXT
right.
roster.
Because you know those years, like I think it was you, Brian, I mentioned like with the legends, like you could see it's filler. Like y'all are y'all just need people like that one Divas Rumble that I particularly loved. Y'all needed people. Y'all just fucking laid off half of y'all fucking roster. So y'all brought a lot of people back. But now so many people have just
so many people got jobs.
So many people are employed in the WWE that so many different people can come. Like, you know, NXT has so many people.
Yeah, and then it's a. I'm glad you point that out real quick because that's the one thing that also made me enjoy last year's Rumble. It wasn't legend heavy.
Right.
Like I loved you could always give the exception to Lita, Trish, and Michelle McCool.
Yeah.
Michelle McCool sitting right there. You stupid not to put her in the Royal Rumble. Like, come on.
Right.
This is just begging to be there. But the fact that you got to see Zoe Stark.
It kind of was like that the first time. Not even going.
The fact that you got to see Zoe Stark and Roxanne Perez and Indy Hartwell give that shine. I like that.
Me too. And that's their biggest dream. Like it means so much to them.
Hometown of Texas.
To be in fucking the Royal Rumble as an NXT superstar, you know?
Tiffany Stratton's definitely going in the Rumble, but you know.
Yeah, I can so see that. But I'm really excited because there's so many different factors going on. Like I mentioned in the top of the show, you got CM Punk, you got Cody Rhodes, you have all of the people who are leaving AEW, you got all the people that are free agents, you got all the people that we just haven't seen in a while on the roster where you're like, wait, are they injured? Wait, where's such and such? Like a Liv Morgan. You know, like there's so many possibilities. So I'm very excited for Saturday. I think this is going to be one of the best Rumbles. It's going to just continue that momentum that WWE has of just like every PLE tops the previous one. And then there's just so many records. So I think this is going to be huge.
If one Mercedes Moné pulls up at the Royal Rumble group chat, you have been warned because I will have so many fucking emojis running.
Well, y'all muted, so.
If y'all don't hear from me, I'm passed out somewhere in Tropicana Field.
Yeah, I'm gonna
somebody's arms
between
don't
Mercedes
pass out there. Trust me.
And
not that shitty ass stadium.
Not that shitty ass stadium.
Chill. Let's come back from there and then talk shit. We gonna be at Florida. Anybody else gonna be in Florida this weekend? It's gonna be an experience.
Not me, but I know a lot of people pulling up to Florida for this.
It's a
So
lot going
just
on.
like a 1% FOMO, but then I'm like, oh yeah, Tropicana Field, fuck that. I'll see y'all in
No,
Philly.
and it's always gonna be another. Thank God, there's always another Royal Rumble. There's always another one of this. But there's a lot also happening. Shout out to our community. We got Mega Rand's Battle Rumble
Battle
event.
Rumble, you got it.
We got Jobber Tears doing a tailgate
With Mania
beforehand
Club.
with Mania Club. And also, it just hit me like we're going to be in the warmth. New York is fucking cold right now. So we're going to be in some nice-ish, warm-ish weather.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
Mhm.
So I want to thank all of our club members, all of our VIP. Thank you for joining us for another edition of TWG Fan Club, our weekly wrestling fan club, where we talk about wrestling. All of my
Wrestling on a
favorite
Wednesday. Getting on a Wednesday.
Hey. So you gotta join us because we get into it.
Come on,
all.
Brian. You're not dancing today.
We talk about all our favorite wrestlers. We talk all our
Wednesday
favorite
worldwide.
moments. Hey,
Worldwide.
yo, we were talking about all the
Yay,
news
yay.
at the top of the show. We didn't even mention 2K24. That was another one that hit us this week where we were just like, oh, oh, oh. And if you like the WrestleMania cover, what's his first name? Bartlett.
Jonathan Bartlett.
Bartlett illustrated that, as well as a couple of Roosevelt shirts.
Mhm.
And he was on Wednesday Worldwide. So you get to hear from the artiste.
Mhm.
It wasn't AI. AI sucks. Boo,
AI does
AI.
suck. And fuck y'all.
Right.
Like, how
Boo.
The
dare you
only AI
Well,
we
we are
acknowledge
AI
is
by
Iverson.
Exactly.
Hey,
Period.
word.
That's on my
Word.
braid back.
Hey. So what is next week's topic on Fan Club?
Commentators.
Commentator appreciation.
Yes.
So we
I'm
get
so
to talk about
excited.
JR in his prime, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, Corey Graves,
Mauro
I will
Ronaldo.
be giving my flowers tomorrow.
Vince
Vince
as an
McMahon.
yeah. See, I had you. I had you.
Booker T.
So,
Oh yeah.
Booker T, Samoa
Big.
Joe.
Renee Paquette.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna get into all of those. Beth Phoenix on NXT commentary is underrated as well.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Passion that she has when she would talk about, especially the women, like because she's a wrestler, they kind of make really almost the best commentators in a way, just because they know the story that needs to be portrayed. But that is what we get into next week. So rewatch some stuff, watch some YouTube compilations, because we're gonna get into some of our favorite commentary moments. What moments were made because of commentary, like Austin. You know, it's a lot of puppies. You know, it's a lot of things that commentary make happen because they're the ones that telling the story on TV, and there's always more people watching on TV than there in the stands. So that is the nexus of it all. So we'll get into all of that. We will be at Rumble. We'll be live tweeting Rumble. We'll be doing some recap live streams like we did for Survivor Series. CRISTA and I will be there representing TWG. So God willing, we will make it to the press conference. We'll be able to do some interviews. So it should be a really, really, really good weekend. I want to thank my crew for joining me again for another fan club. It is not the same without my crew. So where can everyone find you guys?
You can find me on all social media platforms at It's Justin Rich. You can find me here Wednesday nights live on Those Wrestling Girls Twitch channel for TWG Fan Club with myself and these three beautiful, amazing, talented co-hosts of mine that'll be holding it down in Florida at the Rumble while your boy will be watching from home but enjoying the festivities from afar. You can catch me Tuesday nights Twitter Spaces, specifically Black Wrestling's Twitter Spaces for Turnbuckle Talk, aka The Buckle, with me and Corey and myself, where we talk all things wrestling. You can catch me from time to time on True Hill Heat Sports and True Hill Heat Wrestling. Both of those channels are located on YouTube, where we talk sports, wrestling, and all that fun stuff. Your boy has been on with the True Hill Heat family for the NFL playoffs the entire time. We will be pulling up Sunday to do both of the championship games, watching the Ravens get that victory, seeing who comes out of the NFC. leading up to our Super Bowl. So most likely you'll see me pop up on their feed for those watch-alongs. We here, we outside, we active. Salute to the Royal Rumble. Salute to WWE for all the moves they're making. It's Rumble season, baby, which means Mania's around the corner. Point at the sign.
Oh yeah, definitely the sign point. You can find me on Wednesday Worldwide, like P mentioned earlier. We had Jonathan Bartlett to talk about the WWE 2K cover and the process, and he also talks about maybe a little teaser. Check out some of his work on www.shop.com. You can buy some of those legendary moments posters. So he did one for WrestleMania 9, so I can't wait to cop that. Wow.
Kidding.
And well, yeah, shout out to Ben and Cal over there. Obviously, being here at the fan club every week, such a good time. Good time for Twitch. Good time. Good time for the family. Make sure you check me out tonight. The Wrestling Realm Now podcast. Shout out to brother Brandon, brother Hugh, and the real Dwayne Allen. They just brought they added more belts as they dropped championship culture last night.
Oh my God.
So tonight we're gonna talk about all the moves happening at WWE and The Rock and the Royal Rumble. Also, just recorded Breaking Through Glass Ceilings episode before I did this show. So that might come out tomorrow morning. Make sure y'all check that out because I had to talk about whether or not Lamar Jackson has passed Ray Lewis in Baltimore as far as iconic figures. And Masked Man tomorrow and the rest of the stuff. But like P said, I'll be at the Rumble. If you see me, y'all know the deal. Come and give me a worldwide, your best worldwide, so I can put that on the Ringer TikTok for Cal. And yeah, I'm out. Of course, I'm gonna tag in the best host on Tuesday nights, the person who gives you the best NXT pre-show.
Watch what happens.
The one, the only Miss Seindole B.
Yo, it's your honorary wrestling girl, Seindole B in the building. I want to shout out everybody who came to the fan club because we here every Wednesday. You can catch me here on every Wednesday with the 3 best friends that anybody can have. Yes, sir. You can also catch me on my Instagram, reload.relive. You can catch me on the X, talking on my BS on Relive via Film. You can also catch me now every Tuesday at 6 until we figure out why my job don't want to let me go early when it's supposed to. Till at 6 o'clock though, we will be on every Tuesday before NXT with Watch What Happens NXT. If you didn't catch this episode on my YouTube right now, is yesterday's stream where I recap everything that happened on NXT, Level Up, and I also had a little conversation with y'all about understanding factions.
Wait, what's with the emphasis?
Because I kept saying fractions because you know how I have my overbite. So I kept saying fractions, and people in the comments were like, "It's not math. It's fractions."
What I meant.
I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that why y'all should be looking out for OTM, which is now with not only with Scripps, Jada Parker, and the 2 best tag teams out the mud, but we also have new fractions in the form of the No Quarter Catch crew. I also go into a little bit of a tangent of the history of why factions in NXT are also not only important in NXT, but why every pillar and every OG in the wrestling game is, of course, a fraction. So if you like those conversations, please tune in. Tuesday is lit. I want to thank those wrestling girls once again for letting me infiltrate their headquarters and literally let me stream my content. But if you don't catch it on those wrestling girls on their streaming platforms, you can also catch it on my YouTube channel. It's also Relive. And let's get ready to lose our voices. It's Royal Rumble.
I can't wait.
3 days. We got 3 whole days to the Rumble.
We got shows to host. We ain't losing nothing.
No, I'm talking about at the Rumble.
I love
at the
it's
Rumble.
almost like when you come back from vacation tan, because like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, where were you? Where were you?" Like I love coming back from a wrestling trip, and I have no I'm like hoarse.
Yeah, I'll be walking into my job and I'm like,
and
I walk into my job and I'll be like,
oh God,
my voice was gone for 10 days.
I had no voice in Dallas. Like after Dallas, that was 38. Literally, I
Yeah.
had zero because of Stone Cold. Like literally, I had no voice for like what, a day and a half.
I was drinking
You
honey
couldn't
tea.
talk at
I was
all
drinking,
on
yeah.
Like
Monday.
I
Patricia,
can. I was
you
like, I
like
cannot
almost a
talk.
week.
Like I saw Stone Cold twice. I have no voice. Like it's a wrap. It's a wrap for me. But I'm excited for Rumble. We gonna be screaming, and it's funny because Seindole, you know, we would be screaming at Legends, even if we wasn't there. We would be screaming just as
Child.
loud.
Yes. Because that year
So
that Edge came out, and I was like, I'm ready to go home. This is whack. And then all of a sudden, you heard "You Think You Know Me," and I was like, nope, I'm sitting right back down.
yeah, and we didn't even talk about Naomi's return, but you know, these
If only
shows
y'all were at
are.
Legends this year, I would drive up.
Oh, that would be, yeah. I would say Rumble at Legends is definitely up there with one of the best experiences because you, like we said before, you could bring friends that don't watch wrestling and they're gonna have an amazing time because of the energy that's in there. But thank you everyone, including my crew, for joining us this week. Stay tuned, stay connected to Those Wrestling Girls. Follow me on Twitter at Queen P_PR and Instagram and TikTok. There's a new episode of Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture that's going to drop. So make sure you check that out everywhere and check out Krista B and I interview with Chrissy Liv from True Hill Heat and the Wrestling Club. And let us know what you think and follow and stay connected to Chrissy Love if you aren't already. And we will see you next week.
Bye, factions.
Throw them out of here.
Bye.